Yo, it's your boy Big Papita 396. I must say, those were some pretty good tacos. We had tacos today. The company decided they was going to get a taco truck or taco catering company. Delicious. Delicious. And you better believe Big Papita got 369 tacos. Or 396 tacos, right? 396 tacos. So, this industry, man, is a crazy industry to want to be a part of. Many people join this industry not knowing what they're getting themselves into. And when they get here, they're like, this is a lot. Your average trash man working anywhere from 50 hours to 60 hours. 50 hours to 60 hours. That doesn't include traveling time. Like getting from your house to the job, or from the job to your house. And many people take this job not knowing the hours and everything that it demands from you. It demands a lot. You got, you know, simple things like picking your kids up from daycare. Simple things like picking your kids up from school. These are things that normal people deal with. When I say normal, I don't mean like trash men aren't normal. But I'm just saying these are things that regular, everyday people take for granted. That as a trash man, you probably never met the teacher. You probably never went to a PTA meeting. Or you have missed out on situations where your kids may have a play. They might have a performance that they're doing. It's either you take the day off or you just don't see it. Right? There might be an exception where you can talk with a route manager and say, hey, I got this coming up. Could you help me out? Could we kind of meet halfway? But that all depends on the relationship that you have with the route manager, the company, what their policies are. But these new employees that come in trying to join the trash industry, they don't know. See, when I joined the industry, there was a gentleman by the name of Paul Spann. I don't know if he's still living or not. But Paul Spann gave me the best analogy about trash. He's like, trash is like, it's a big, huge, it's like a large instrument. And it takes a long time. It's like a large musical instrument. It takes a long time to learn how to operate that instrument or play certain songs. And that's how I see it. Like each route is like a song, right? And the truck is like a musical instrument, and you're trying to figure out the song. Each route is like a song, and you know, certain parts, certain things like, you know, overheads, or if you could drive on the property, if you can't drive on the property, if you can, you know, is this a scout? Is it, which one is this a push out? What, you know, how do I kind of figure this out? The gate codes, how do I figure this out? What's the best way to get this? What time do I meet up with the scout? What stuff do I pick up early? What stuff do I pick up around this time and that time, right? These things are, you know, we take for granted every day because we do it every day, but the hours, the dedication, the focus to detail, the focus on safety that this job requires, many people they don't realize what they're getting themselves into. Some guys like to have a social life after work. What kind of social life will you have if you start 5 o'clock in the morning, 5:45 in the morning? Now, maybe to 6:30, you might have a little bit more, but it depends on how many hours you work if you start at 6:30. But everybody has different shifts at every different yard. But my point is, you're still going to work anywhere between that 50 to 60 hours per week. So you have to decide, what is it that you want to do? If you're a person that's in shape and you like to work out, this job may present some challenges for you if you're not working out on a route that you're on. Let's just say like a rear loader where you're doing a lot of walking, or commercial drivers, they get a lot of steps in too. You're doing a lot of walking. So if you don't have a job where you're doing a lot of walking and you're being sedentary, how does that affect you and your goals of trying to, if you get off at work around 6:30 and you started at 6:30, you might have a motivation to go work out. You might not. It depends on the person. But many guys be like, man, forget this. I'm going to crack open an adult beverage. I'm going to chill out. I'm going to relax, maybe catch up on some TV, and then I'll watch a sports game or something, maybe eat something, and then I'm going right back to work at 5 o'clock in the morning, 6:30 in the morning, whatever time that you start. And this job, it just requires a lot. Many guys don't know. You can get injured just like that. I'm evidence of that. My finger busted open messing with these cans, and I got a scar to prove it. So helpers come on these routes, and sometimes the drivers don't go over these things, man. Like, you could get hurt out here, especially with the forks and the chutes if you're doing commercial, even in the rear loader. The rear loader is one of the most dangerous. It's one of the most dangerous routes you can start on. Yeah, it's great you getting your steps in, but what if somebody moves a tipper? It's like, what if? Let me tell you about a story where my buddy, he told me about, he got his brother hired on, and the guy he was working with, they were working in the rear loader. Somebody mishandled the rear loader. I mean, the tippers. There's usually tippers in the back. You could already go on YouTube and see what type of tippers are on these rear loaders. And the tipper came down, or the tipper came up, pushed the guy back. Guy fell, got injured so bad he ended up injuring one of his vertebrae. This type of stuff happens in the industry. It really does. Right? It doesn't get really talked. Or another instance with the rear loader is if somebody's packing something. Boom, somebody packs something, boom, something explodes or something busts or shoots out or cracks or pops and flies out and hits you in the face, cuts your face, or goes into your eyes. That could happen. You don't got safety glasses. You got to stay out of the way while the packer is in motion. You got kids that are eager to run up to your truck while the packer is in motion. And you got to tell them, hey, get out the way. Move out the way. The packer's in motion. Stay out of the way. So this is a dangerous job. You could be dumping a container. You don't see where your helper is. Your helper is somewhere around the front or the side of the truck. You don't see where the helper is. You bring down the can. You could either severely injure or fatally strike your helper, right? Or somebody that you don't see when you're handling the outside controls. This is stuff that we take for granted every day. But if you're new coming into the industry, This is a very safety sensitive job. And a lot of these guys that you work with, they got all sorts of problems that they don't talk about. See, guys will try to do a lot of things like humor, but these guys have problems. Might be marital issues, right? Might be issues with certain substances, right? And certain guys have issues with all kinds of problems. You don't even know about it. You don't even know about it because they're not going to go up and tell you. They're not going to tell you that their teenage daughter is pregnant by somebody that's they consider a low life, and they got to take care of that. Not only take care of the pregnant teenage daughter, but the guy that doesn't have anything going for him, and try to help the guy get on his feet. They might be dealing with a family member that's dealing with some kind of illness, a spouse that's dealing with an illness. You don't know what the average man goes through. And they throw you in a truck with somebody who may not have the patience to teach you this or teach you that. You know, this industry is very lucrative. You can make a lot of money picking up trash. But one of the downsides of it is many people don't know what they're getting into. You know, there was a situation where a helper was placed in an awkward situation. Like, what do I do? Man, back in the day, when I was picking up trash, I almost got into a fight with my driver, the guy that was training me, because, or whatever, right? That guy got into a fight with another guy. That's a whole nother story. But you just don't know who you're going to be working with. You don't know who you're going to work with, what's their temperament, what kind of stupid stuff that they do. Some guys, they're into skipping breaks and skipping lunches, and you're out there for the first time. You're trying to keep up. You're trying to do the best that you could do. But if you have the, what's the proper word? The temerity to kind of deal with this. If you could deal with this, if you can handle this, you know, if you got nerves of steel where you could deal with situations like a truck catching fire or a breakdown where you got hydraulic oil spilling and you got to hurry up and try to patch it up before it goes inside one of those drains. This is a pretty good job, but is it stressful at times? Yes, it is. Very stressful at times. But to all my new guys that's starting out, if you seek a job where you're like, man, I want to be able to go out. I want to go to a concert. Like, let's just say a concert's that night. You're either going to have to take the day off, or you're going to either have to work really hard to try to keep up with that social life. I think it's a meme or something that says you can have a social life. Yeah, you can have a social life. You can have your health, or you can have money. You could get two of those things, but you can't have both. So you can have a social life and health, but you don't got money. You can have money and health, but you don't got a social life. And I think that's true. That pretty much sums up what it means to be a trash man. Right? And pretty much, if you're a strong-willed person, this is for you. But But if you're a person like, man, I gotta leave, man, I gotta meet with my baby mama. You know, drivers be having issues with baby mamas. Drivers be having issues with divorces, all kinds of issues. You know, we come from, you know, our life isn't perfect because of the hours we work. But we try to do the best that we can. So that's my message for today, man. All my new drivers and guys that want to get in the industry, you got to be strong-willed. You can make it, but you just got to go through these ups and downs, that's working on Saturdays. You know, when you go in the interview and you be like, yeah, man, I'll work Saturday, they're going to hold you to that. When you say, yeah, I'll work holidays, they're going to hold you to that. But if you're a strong-willed person, like I deal with it for a couple years, you'll make it out. So yeah, it's your boy Big Papita 396. Come on.